Welcome back to the City of Palms podcast. Two brothers got together to shine light. Well, we started a podcast to shine light on talented individuals in the Southwest Florida area. Thank you for watching, viewing, and subscribing.
Episode 121.
We back. And it's been a minute. I can't lie to you guys. It feels strange being in the studio, doing this podcast, honestly.
We even set up the wrong mic first. But now we got it.
Yeah. Sounding
good.
Yeah, sounds crisp. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. How y'all been? For the break, let me just explain. I want to come out. And just say, we're still here. Episode 121, we ain't going nowhere. What happened was we got sick.
Yep,
I got sick, and then Brian got sick as soon as I got better. Yep. And I was sick for a minute too. I was sick for like over a week. Really, it was 7 days really that I was sick, and so longer than that I could actually be out and about. And same with Brian. So, but we're back, dude. So we don't stop, man.
Missed out on a couple of guests, having to take off those couple weeks. We did miss an interview or two that we had.
We did.
Planned, but
we did.
It was time sensitive, no longer gonna work. But we're here, and we got plenty to talk about.
We do.
That's a good part about breaks.
Yeah, a lot's happened, and a lot is happening. Comment down below. How are you feeling? Comment if you missed us. Episode 121, dude. We've been here 121 episodes, man.
Yeah, dude.
Been doing it.
Yep.
Been doing it.
I do want to start because I had a pretty good day. It's been a nice Saturday, but I started my morning doing yard work, and I airdropped you a video that I want you to pull up and take a look at. And if you're listening, you'll be able to hear Danny's phone once he pulls up this video. But if you are not on YouTube, go to YouTube, because there's going to be visual elements to this story, because I had a boss battle today, dude. It's pretty intense.
Oh my god. I just found the king goddamn toad. Dude, this is scary. This is scary. Oh my god, that thing is so big.
Again, go to YouTube. You'll be able to see how big this thing is. It is unreal.
Subscribe while you're there.
It looks like a video game boss.
That head.
Yeah, the way it just peeks out and then jumps. You get the action shot.
Nat Geo. Hit us up.
Oh my gosh. So that video ends with it jumping. You see how I've got my recycling bin on a pallet? Mm-hmm. I thought it was gone, because the whole time I'm thinking I need to dispose of this thing. And I will preface by saying I know we talk a lot about animals on this show, and I know a few times we've talked about killing animals on this show. I do not like ending life. I love life on this planet. I know, but I've also learned a lot about invasive species. And bufo toads, aka cane toads, aka the thing that has plagued my yard and I guess this whole area, are dangerous invasive species. They are poisonous, and they can kill dogs. And I just so happen to have a Great Dane, and my best friend and roommate happens to have another dog. So anytime I see these cane toads, they're gone. But I haven't disposed of them properly. So they smell really bad whenever I just throw them over the fence or whatever. They reek. So I was looking at this thing thinking I don't know if I should just let this thing go, but I'm like, no, I can't let this thing go. So it jumps to this pallet, and I think it's gone. But then I see there's one break in the pallet, and it's poking its head out looking. And this thing's huge. So if you're not on YouTube, I'll explain it. This thing is literally how big would you say that is? And comparing it to something else.
Probably the size of a home wrecker from Moe's.
Yeah.
It's pretty beefy.
The size of a decent sized shoe is how big this thing was.
Size 10.
Yeah, like my shoe, 10 and a half.
Yeah.
That's how big this toad was. Fat boy. But anyways, once I see he was poking its head out, I'm like, you know what? I gotta try to get this thing. And I'm done with yard work at this point, so I'm ready to like go in. But I had to do it, bro. And so I went inside, grabbed the little BB gun, and I don't really want to make this very graphic for the listeners, so like I'll spare some details and like fast forward. But this thing was a battle, dude, because like normally with the big like hand-sized toads that we deal with sometimes, I figured out how to just like pop it in the back of the head and it's done with, and then you can bury it after that. But this one was different, bro. So literally, it's poking its head out, and I ended up getting it like right then and there, like in the head, like I normally do. But it didn't. It ended up just spazzing out and like running out into the yard and going crazy. And then it was just this whole. It was seriously like a 15-minute battle of like I ran out of ammo at one point, and then it went back under the quarter pipe and was just like chilling, trying to hide out, like duck and cover. But I'm like, I had to go. It was in there, so I just let it sit in there, and I went inside and grabbed more ammo, and then went for round 2. And literally, it was like it had a health bar, dude. Legit, like I could just see it, like getting more and more fatigued, more and more injured. And then at one point, dude, it was coming for me. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
I mean,
because
of course,
because it seriously
this guy's
like
trying to shoot it.
Yeah, because whenever like. It literally felt like the King Cane Toad that like was the ruler of all these that we've been dealing with.
Hopefully
because,
now they're all dead.
And I guess Kyle's seen it before. When I was telling Kyle, he's like, I think I've seen it out there before. So it's like this mythical thing, dude. And it was symbolic too, because a lot of the yard work I did was cleaning up the last bits of like the plant stuff and like old like stuff that's just been kind of like piled up that we need to ditch. I finally like got it all cleared out the side of the house, like cleaned it all up, mowed it, everything. So it was almost like the last, because a lot of the cane toads would kind of like congregate around these areas of the house with like overgrowth and like areas of the house with like big pots full of dirt and stuff. So I'm going at this thing and it's coming at me at one point. So I'm like freaking, bobbing and weaving trying to get this. And I had a big pot of soil. And at one point this thing's injured and I had a moment to where like I wanted to be as humane as I could, so I took this big pot of soil and I just like flipped it over on top of the toad, so I just had this big mound of soil on top of it. So I'm like, all right, that is gonna just have it be there for a little bit, and I can figure out how to like dig a hole and like get this thing disposed of. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even kidding you. As I'm like getting the post hole digger ready and all this stuff, and like putting my like clearing a spot for it, I see the soil start to move, bro. And it pops its little head out of the soil. And I'm like, no way. This thing has still got health meter. It's still going. And eventually, I was able to like finish it off, get a good hole dug.
Dude, the post hole digger sounds like a good way to get them out.
Oh yeah, that was my original plan. I was just gonna like use that. But dude, it was.
Yeah, that's.
It was a battle, bro. It seriously felt like. I know you haven't played many of the Legend of Zelda games, right?
Right.
A lot of those games, like in the temples, a lot of the concepts are like, there's the like temple in this area of like the forest or whatever, and there's all these like evil, just like murkiness of the forest. And as soon as you clear the temple and beat the boss, the whole forest goes back to like what it was, like beautiful nature and stuff. So it's always that last battle of versus some big like forest creature that you need to kill in order to like finally be rid of the like darkness. So
I feel like it would be a cane toad in Zelda too.
It would too, right, dude? And it's crazy, man. It was crazy. And
I bet.
Yeah, bro. It was an event for sure. But got all the yard work done. Yard looks great. Laid a bunch of grass seed. It's been a good day, man. Chilling. Glad to be here on the podcast.
That's good. Yeah, I'm glad we're here, man. I'm glad we're here. Hopefully, I was thinking, like, hopefully it's like when they say when you kill the queen ant, how they all die.
That's what I'm thinking.
You kill the king toad, they all die.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Or at least they all just find a new spot to live.
Yeah. Or just be too scared to, like, wait. The king's gone. The king's gone. We can't stay here anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll flee.
Like Ratatouille.
Ratatouille?
You remember that?
No.
Did we watch the same Ratatouille?
I don't really remember much about Ratatouille.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You don't?
How do you relate that to Ratatouille?
Because they had to go, dude. Remember they were staying in that person's house? And then next thing you know, They got caught. You remember that? And the grandma started firing at them. Pop.
Oh, and then and then they all had to flee.
They're like, we're out of
into
here.
the city.
Yep. And then in doing that, Ratatouille got lost, bro.
Remy.
Rat. Rat-a-tat.
Rat-tattooey.
Rat-tatatouille, bro.
It's the second time we talked about Ratatouille on the podcast.
Rat-tatatouille.
Rat-tattooey.
Bro, it's ever since that movie, I mean, have you ever been to a restaurant and seen Ratatouille?
I don't recall ever seeing Ratatouille on a menu I've been to.
That's when you know you're eating fire.
Yeah, if Ratatouille's on the menu.
Yeah.
That or puttanesca.
Yeah. I wouldn't trust that, though.
Puttanesca?
Yeah, it sounds too Polish for me.
You remember what that's from?
Nah.
Lemony Snicket?
Nah.
Violet makes puttanesca for Olaf?
Nah.
That's the only way I know about it. I don't even know what puttanesca is.
Oh,
I don't know. Pasta dish, maybe? I don't know. Sounds like it.
Poutine? Sounds like poutine. You know what poutine
What's
is?
poutine? I've heard of that.
Like fries with gravy on it.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that. Never had it, though.
Me either. Yeah, I want to eat Ratatouille, though. I don't even
What
know
is Ratatouille? A soup?
Nah. Honestly, I think it's cut up like... I could be completely wrong. I should probably Google it. But I think it's cut up like veggies, like eggplant, squash, stuff like that. Cut up in like their little circle.
Like a casserole?
And they're put around with like some sauce in there, yeah, and baked. So almost like a casserole.
Good.
But let's look it up. Let's see. What is Ratatouille? Bro. A vegetable dish containing onions, zucchini, tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers, fried and stewed in oil and sometimes served cold. I would never have a cold ratatouille, but I would fry that up, bro. I would take a fried ratatouille.
You called that.
Yeah, that's fire.
Zucchini and squash.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I've seen the movie a couple of times, dude. I know what Ratatouille is. It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
It is. Enough about Disney Pixar.
You got any updates you want to touch on? We got Battle of the Barracks that we could talk about.
I mean, I'm chilling, man. I didn't win Judah's Jeep. So it be what it be, man.
That's just because it's rigged, though.
Just kidding. Yeah, nah. I didn't win it, but it's all good.
His videos have been fire lately.
Yeah, his videos have been fire. Shout out Judah.
Yeah, big shout out
Judah. He's killing it. Yeah, no, I'm happy though. I'm loving my car, loving my Infinity. Been kind of slowly looking at what's next. I want to wrap it, but at the same time, I got some other things that I want to do to it. Thinking about new headlights. There's some really cool headlights I could get, but they're just not cheap.
Are you gonna go mainly cosmetic since you just invested so much in the performance?
The motor, the performance and motor is done now. The next thing I'd do that would be cosmetics and kind of like performance would be brakes. I want to get all new brakes and rotors. I want to do black rotors.
That'll
this
look
car's
sick.
gonna be murdered out.
Yeah.
Black rotors, drilled and slotted. So, drilled and slotted black rotors. I really want to see black rotors first because I don't want to have too much black. But,
what color would you make the calipers?
red still.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. But drilled and slotted like you have. Your car with the R spec came with upgraded brakes. But yeah, like right now, my like hubs are all rusty and stuff like that, and the rotors. So,
what does drilled and slotted mean exactly?
Like they have like it's literally like if you look at the rotor instead of just being like a solid metal around, it's literally like drilled, and then there's be like slots too.
Oh.
It just helps cool down the brakes so more air can pass through it.
I see. That'll be sick.
Yep. Have you ever did you ever be driving on a mountain when you're in Pennsylvania and have to when you're going down a mountain, you're going down a big mountain or whatever, you're driving down a lot, you have to brake, you're braking a lot, and when you get down to the mountain, did you ever get out and look at your rotor? We were in the Audi and I don't know how I got out and looked, but we were in Georgia in the Audi going down a mountain. and I was like braking and gassing and braking because like I would have the windows down, and the turbo in that car just spooled because it had like a chip and it was tuned and all that. And I think it had a blow off valve, honestly, because the turbo just spooled. And especially just in colder weather like that, like, dude, just wait till you take your car to like up in the mountains. It's amazing. I was like just hearing a turbo in the mountains, just like so this car was turbos spooling, and someone cut us off and like almost hit us, like almost killed us, dude, coming around a mountain. And so I think when we got at the bottom of it, I was like, let me just chill for a sec. Or I think maybe I smelled something, and I got out and looked at the rotor. The rotor was like orange.
Wow.
Because of how much it was like
jeez
braking and how hot it was. So that's why too, it's important when you're, if you're racing your car hard, a lot of braking and going and braking. It's good to have the drilled and slotted rotors that can cool down faster.
That makes sense.
Yep. But yeah, I feel pretty good too. The Camry. I put some TLC and some real needed TLC in the Camry the other day, and what I did to headlights like just made me feel really good because they were so ugly, and it never really bothered me because I never really cared about the Camry that much. But now that it's like better, I'm like, man, I don't know how I went so long. Like it just looked so like crackheadish almost with the yellow.
They were so yellow.
I
yeah,
know,
they were
dude.
foggy.
They were so bad, and really, it made driving at night way worse. It's something I didn't really think about.
Mm-hmm.
But now that now it's like way better. Like I used to always just prefer to drive the Infinity at night because I was like, oh, the Camry's just not a night car, I guess, with the headlights. But it's so much better now. That's good.
Yeah, it looks good. You did a good job. That must feel good.
Yeah, especially because the oil too. Like I changed the oil, and that was like it was going for like 7,000 miles before, and I don't ever go that long, but usually I change it like every 4,000 miles. But yeah, this one just got away from me, so I needed to change the oil bad. I put air in the tires, which they were all a little low, which was kind of weird, but it felt good to just know they're all good now. And then clean the battery terminals too. The battery terminals were really like all
corroded, yeah.
And Dale's got this cool like terminal cleaner, which is like this little cylinder, which is like wire brushes, and it just fits right over the terminal, and you just like.
That's sick.
Yeah, and then he's got a wire brush that I just taken and then air vac'd it all out. The weirdest thing was when I don't know if I told you this or not. I don't think so. When I re-plugged in my car,
it was running crappy.
It was running rough.
Yeah, and you were saying that it was a common issue with Toyota Camrys.
Yeah, I had to like reteach it how to idle, which was the craziest thing.
I'm glad that all worked out though, because I would be tripping, dude, if I like did all that and then like the car's just crap.
I was like, really? But yeah, like today I was a little sketched to like drive it to work today just because of all that happened. Like yesterday, I knew it was probably fine, but last night I took it to go get gas and I forgot my wallet and don't have like I have my old debit card on Apple Pay, so I couldn't use Apple Pay. So I'm like, damn. So I had to go back home, get my wallet, go back to the thing, and then I filled up on gas, which is good because I drove a lot today for the leads. But yeah, it felt good. Felt good to just put that TLC in the Camry. Yeah.
And it feels good once because like none of that stuff is really like too time consuming or whatever. But like to knock out a big old list of like little things like that, it just feels like finally I don't have to freaking worry about those anymore.
Yeah. I want to change. I want to change the oil in the Infinity, the G. I'm gonna probably do that Friday.
You do that more frequently than the Camry, I imagine.
Yeah, that one for sure every like 4,000 miles. But really, both my cars, I'm pretty religious on doing it every like 4,000 miles.
Yeah.
The Infinity has a reminder set where like it'll say like change oil every time I get in.
That's cool. Mine doesn't.
Like 4,000. The Camry does too, but the Camry you can't like reset it, and the Camry comes on every 5,000. So I have it, I have my tachometer set to where I can monitor it, and I really do stay on top about changing it every like 4,000. But every 5,000 is not too bad. I use full synthetic oil, and they give that a life of 7,000 miles. Like on the bottle, they state 7,000 mile oil change. They state like change it every 7,000.
That's kind of how my day today was too. I took care of a couple things. Like I had so much oil from oil changes, from the van to my car, like just all the oil changes. had it all still in the garage because I don't ever throw that just like in the garbage. I always want to like take it to AutoZone and or whatever and recycle it. And I had probably 6 or 7 like 5-quart jugs full of oil, and then I had my like reusable thing that I use for my car's oil changes where it just like fills up, and then once it's full I take it and dump it. I used to just like dump it right back into the 5-quart thing, but I don't do that anymore. Today that was one of my errands though, was I just filled my trunk full of these, and there was an old battery in there. I don't remember whose car that was from, but there was an old car battery in there too, and they gave me $10 store credit. But dude, my car was funny too because I had like some tools from Zach and Dad that I had to return, so I put those in my car. I had a bunch of Goodwill stuff I took out of the garage from like me and Kyle's accumulations, put that in my car, filled my trunk full of like all this oil, and then I had to stop at the bank. I stopped at Lowe's to talk about them skating with snacks donation stuff. So I like just toured through San Carlos and like dropped off tools to Zach, got the car cleared out a little bit, stopped at AutoZone, cleared out all that oil and the battery, and just by the end of the trip, once I got to Mom's, my car was empty, got all the errands done, and I'm like, heck yeah.
That's nice.
Such a good feeling.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'm hoping I can get new taillights before the end of the summer.
True.
That's one thing I really got to do to my car.
Yeah.
Get those taillights fixed.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. You could find them.
Yeah.
Even if you get, yeah, I mean.
As soon as I sell the Surface tablet, I'll just use that money. Just hoping I can do it before summer's out. It's all good if not.
Yeah.
Whatever. The Barracks was pretty exciting, huh?
It was, dude. That was cool to watch. That finals night was cool. Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
Who did you predict was gonna win?
Jamie. When he was in the finals, I was like.
No, but when we were talking on the podcast, I don't remember who you predicted.
Oh, Jamie. No, just kidding.
Like, I actually predicted it exactly right.
Yeah, no, Jamie. I think I said. I don't even know. Did I say Seva? And like, I don't even know.
Yeah, I think I predicted Seva was going to win the whole thing. Or I wanted Chris Cole to win the whole thing, and I thought the finals was going to be Seva versus Chris Cole. But
I low-key think I maybe did predict Jamie.
You might have.
Because I was like, dude, if Jamie... Because I remember always seeing clips from that kid and just thinking, I was like, dude, if he ever gets into Battle of the Barracks, like, he's going to win it. Like, he can do tricks that nobody can. And sure enough, that's the way it played out.
Yeah. If you saw that episode, comment below what Danny's prediction was.
Yeah, dude, please.
We talked about it a couple episodes ago.
Chat. What's the chat say? Pull it up. Oh, we're not live yet.
Not live yet. We'll talk about that at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah,
sorry.
It was super cool. Jamie Griffin is on another level with flat ground.
He is, dude.
I almost feel like he... What letter did he have whenever he... I don't even think it was that close of a game, was it?
Wasn't he have K?
I think he had K.
Maybe A.
What was the final match? Seva played...
It was, what's that kid's name? Tyler Peterson.
Yeah. No, that was a good game, actually, now that I think about it. Because they were both doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, bro, that
dude.
Tyler kid came correct, too.
Yeah.
It was, like, a good game to the point where he had, like, K or A. To, like, where the point where he had some letters on him.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
There was a handful of tricks that they, like, Jamie set that Tyler did that I was like, what? But there was one in particular that I remembered, like, I don't remember what the trick was. You'll have to go see the episode for yourself. But there was something that was like a trick that very few people do, and they both did it like properly. And I'm like, whoa! I feel like it had a heel flip in it, some sort of like
I think
back
I know what
three
you're
heel
talking
flip
about.
or something.
Because I just remember, being like, whoa, and then like he lands it. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. No, I know what it was. It was switch double heel or regular double heel or I think there were multiple double heel flips in that both of them did. And I was like, the fact that, because usually double heel flip is one that, like, think about how seldom you see a double heel flip. You very rarely see someone do that. And when someone does do it, it's not like a Hail Mary kind of like I bet Chris Cole could probably double heel flip, but it would be like let me just flip a heel flip extra hard and like pray to land on it. But they both did it like they do it in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a go-to trick.
Yeah, I feel like some pros have them like that. Like, just like the doubles on lock. Because I saw a lot of that this year.
Seva.
Yeah,
He does
him
proper
for sure,
double
yeah.
flips. Because he does, like, he catches a kickflip so good that whenever he double kickflips, he catches it. Like how people catch kickflips. His pressure flip, too, was like, whenever the third place game, him versus Chris Cole did a pressure flip. And
he's like, nah,
Seva did one, and he did it
flip.
crazy good.
Yeah. Yeah, his pressure flips are like, wow. His skating, every trick he does is popped so high. And at the end of the day, too, he skates for blind. I'm like, how do you skate? I feel like him and Jake must be getting them special blinds. They don't get the zoom. They don't get the blinds you find at Zoomies.
Yeah. And what TJ Rogers also skates for blind. That's like, whoa, with the skating he does. But what's his shoe sponsor? Seva. It's not Etnies. It's not S.
No, it actually. I think it is Etnies.
Is it Etnies?
I think.
I'm trying to think of what he wears because I feel like he wears like New Balances.
Because he's tapped in with. Well, that could be through Red Bull. I'm pretty sure it's Etnies.
Could be. Does it say in his bio?
No. What's up with skaters taking it out?
Yeah, I feel like that's like commonplace if you're a pro skater to just like list.
Let me just look at this video and see what shoes he skates.
Torrey Pudwill doesn't.
New Balances.
New Balance. I knew it.
That's in that clip. Let me see.
I don't know if he's on the team or if he just skates them or gets like shoes
that
from
clip,
them.
there's Nikes.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have a shoe sponsor then.
In that clip, there's Adidas.
Because I noticed in the Torrey Pudwill's Big Bang, same thing. Torrey Pudwill was wearing Lakai's, Nike, hella Nikes, hella Vans. He was skating a lot of Vans. Did you see his skate clip today he posted?
Torrey?
Yeah. He said second time skating since breaking his ankle. He does a switch flip crook at the courthouse.
Jeez.
I think it was at the courthouse. Yeah. Or no. I don't know. But he did a switch flip crook and like beast nollie flip on flat. I think it was his flipping ankle that he broke. So nollie flips and switch flips, he's still got like nobody's business. He's been training hard, and he's sponsored by Red Bull, and Red Bull takes really good care of their riders as far as like insurance and rehab and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you know he's coming back, correct? His bigger bang part was awesome, dude.
It was.
That's like gonna go down in the history books, dude. If you listening have not seen Torrey Pudwill's Bigger Bang, go watch it. And I also advise you watch the Big Bang first. That he released like 10 years ago.
Big Bang, Kamehameha. Have you seen that one DIY part? I think it was.
No, I meant to watch Vincent Alvarez. No, I meant to watch it because I remember him teasing that on the 9 Club. He was saying like how he was working on a big like DIY thing, and I think he didn't even like want to disclose any info about it. But I meant to watch that. I haven't seen it yet.
It was sick. That's when they were talking about the difference between concrete and cement.
Mm-hmm.
He literally. So when I watched it, I was just fiending for something new. Like, YouTube's been dry this week. Like, YouTube and podcasts have been so dry this week. Like, when you and I got sick, everyone else got sick too.
For real.
So nobody's been posting podcasts. So I was like, what the heck? And nobody's been posting YouTube videos that I watch either. And
same here. I know. Yeah. That's
so
actually...
it's like YouTube's been dry for me this week, and so I was like looking for something skateboarding related to watch. I was hyped that Torrey Pudwill part came out of nowhere because I was like, yes, this is what I was like needed.
12 minutes too.
Yeah, something big and juicy. That was a good part. And before I watched the Torrey Pudwill part, I watched that Alvarez part. Now I didn't look at the name. All I saw was Thrasher posted something. It was a part, and it was a few minutes long. I'm like, all right, I'm watching it. And so watching it without knowing that it was a DIY part, I was like, what these people have done, dude. Like, we get in trouble for putting our own bench in a parking lot, right? And
skating a tennis court.
Bro, these people, dog, they have slotted ramps, like a prefab quarter pipe concrete slope, like concrete, like just like a concrete ramp that they can literally bring anywhere, and they just set it there the day before, concrete, cement it the top and the bottom, let that dry, come back the next day, and it's a spot.
And then they move it?
Yes, and then they tear it down and they have it, and it's on to the next. And I'm like, Or maybe if they ride with it, they vibe with it. Maybe they want to keep it. But yeah, like the way that they do it, bro, like it's literally like man shit. Like you see them pull up to the spot, big ass white utility van. They pull out, you know, a big old like Home Depot cart, load it with like cement bags, and like they'll pull up to the spot like really working. Because on some spots it's legit like DIY. I think there's one like DIY park in there where it's like I think they've just like their fortress, dude.
I saw a guy had some clips there recently,
and it's sick, and you see them just putting in the work for it, you know, the blood, sweat, and tears, and it was cool. And so I was like, what is going on in this part? When he skated the tree, that's when I was like, all right, what's going on? And then that's when I was like, oh, it's a DIY part. I was like, that makes sense. It was sick, dude. Sick. Dude, literally, like, the littlest piece of, like, cement, like, just, like, literally, like, if this were a tree and he just, like, the ground's here, he literally just, like, put, like, a little spit of concrete there to just, like, ride up a tree. I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
dog, he's so gnarly. Yeah. It's part. We got to watch it after this podcast.
Yeah, let's do it because it's only like
a
5
few
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.
We got some stuff coming up pretty soon that we could touch on.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Let me just say, dude, so by the time they're listening to this,
We'll be there.
we'll have already been there.
Yeah, because this will come out the Monday we get back. So we'll currently
Monday
be in
we'll
Jacksonville.
be there.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
When y'all are listening to this, if you listen to it the day it
We'll
comes
be getting
out,
ready to check out of the hotel.
DM me and say, Jax. That's all I want to hear. Jax.
And last year was so good, and this year, having already experienced last year, is going to be so much better. We got a better room. We got better seats. We got better, dude. Like it's indoors. They released the I'll put a graphic in for the YouTube viewers, but they released the course, and it looks so awesome, dude. Like we've already been talking about it, but like I'm so excited for SLS to be back in arenas, and for it to be such a unique looking course. It's gonna be a weekend to remember.
This is the first time it's ever been in Jacksonville in an arena.
Yeah, and it's the first one that's been in an arena. This first one that is in an arena since 2020, when lockdowns and stuff. Everything else has been outdoors, and it's way different for the pros outdoors. Like they always comment on how like the elements really make it challenging and like just different vibe wise. So it being indoors, hearing the roar of the crowd, like air conditioning, it's gonna be sick, dude. And I think we are really going to like buckle down and make some content while we're there too. Because last time we did kind of treat it like a vacation, and this time it's going to be the same. But I just feel like there's going to be more opportunities to like vlog it and just like get some cool little, you know, who knows what we'll come up with. But y'all will see, you know, like the following week we'll have stuff come out, and you guys will see. Check our Instagrams and stuff.
Yeah, stay tuned for you know, the Instagram, the YouTube. We'll be dropping some content, man.
Yeah, and make sure to watch it too. SLS season is debuting. I guess debuting is not the right word. Premiering this contest circuit is premiering in Jacksonville.
Well, if you're listening to this, I guess it's too late. But if you're there or if you went, DM me and say Jax.
Remember Jax?
Jaxed if you went. Yeah, nah, dude, it's gonna be hyped, man. November, when we went, and back in November, it was the best, dude. And I'm also excited to document the content for it, because looking back on the few videos I have from November when we went, gives me goosebumps. Changed my life. And you know, I advise, if SLS is making a stop in your hometown or anywhere near it, like Jacksonville's 5 hours from us, but it's the closest they've been since when they go to Miami. But anytime they're close to me, I'll go, because it's definitely worth it. You know, there's a lot of talk about this, talk about that in the skate culture, about certain type of events like this. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I asked him, I was like, you going to SLS? He's like, no, I don't go to events like that. And I'm just thinking, what do you mean? You don't go to worldwide, like, best of the best skate? Like, what do you mean? I'm just thinking in my head.
This was a skateboarder you were talking to?
Mm-hmm. It was Tooch.
Wow.
Screw it, I'll air it out. Tooch. He's the homie. But I mean, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I don't understand why. To each their own. But to me, so motivational, so inspirational, especially like the scenario for it. I mean, for those who don't know, it's like when we went in Jacksonville, like we stayed in the same hotel as the skaters. Like I literally went back to use the bathroom in the hotel, and I was coming back the day of the finals, came back behind Jagger Eaton, and I followed Jagger, and he went and won the world finals.
Yeah, you saw him skating to the course.
Yeah, and I saw him like skating to the course, and you know, saw him just ignore some people that were trying to talk down to him, like, and just saw him came in and conquer, and that changed my skating. You know, like, yeah, I've learned hard flip since then. So what's up? And it's a hard flip, not a pop shove it. Yo, the other day too, I was skating.
So funny.
I was skating and I was popping hard flips, and Salve and Braden were both like, they both seen me do them. I landed them, and they were like, damn, like they both were like, since when? And I was like, yes sir, like, you know,
if
a little month now or so, a little couple months. And then like they had brought a friend there that I didn't know, or maybe it wasn't, maybe they didn't bring him there, just some kid was there, another kid was there. He's a cool kid, but I did a hard flip and landed it again, and he looked at me and he's like, was that a front shove it? And I just was like everything, just because for those who don't know, just check the reel on my Instagram, it'll make sense. And he's like, is that a front shove it? And I was like, I tried a hard flip, just made him feel bad. I was like, I tried a hard flip, and I just kept skating. But yeah, I was like, bro, it was a hard flip.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I tell you, there are people who like Kyle Happel was one who people used to call his hard flip shove-its. But it's really? Like, yeah, but no, they're not. It's like there's a certain way. It's because.
But I like that way.
Yeah,
it's than like when it really goes like back. Like, you know how people like will hard flip like a varial, but it goes the other way?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like when it goes under the legs.
Yeah, and it's like that's how the Muska frontside flip. It's the same exact concept.
That's how I'm gonna. If I ever when I frontside flip,
that's how you'll do it.
It will be a Muska flip.
Yeah, and you could. I guarantee if you went out there and tried it, you could because with how you hard flip, that is a Muska flip. All you got to do is just like kind of adjust your shoulders and land fakey. So true. Yeah, but it's not a shove it, dude, and it's not a front shove it either. If it was a shove it looks like a backside shove it. That's more vertical, but it's not. The board flips. And the dude told us to slow-mo it, and I was like, I did.
He sent me a slow-mo of it, and I literally watched it like 30 times.
If it's a shove it, why can I see the graphic?
Literally, I was like, is it a hard flip? And like, it flips.
But it's just one of those like illusion things. And if it's a shove it, that's a like banging ass shove it. You know what I mean? Like if you want to look at it as a shove it, it went between my legs and like flipped like a hard flip. So like that's pretty badass shove it.
I know.
But it isn't. It's a hard flip.
Yeah.
Go check the reel if you want to see for yourself, because it's still up there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to 10K. So go see it. Go peep it. Like it while you're at it. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And you'll see the reel of the G37 if you haven't seen my Infinity. It got tuned, which is another reason I'm hyped. It's like when we were there in November, you know, we drove the Infinity. It was completely stock. I had probably the window, you know, probably had the window cover things on it. The chrome delete around the window trim.
That was it though.
But it was completely stock, and I just remember seeing that kid's 350Z, and I was like, man, I can't wait till like mine's tuned, my car's tuned.
That'll be you
and
this
I'm
time.
going back this year. That'll be me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up there too. Like I'm gonna pull up front while we drop our bags off and make it seem like we valet tight ish. Yay! Maybe I will valet the car, so we don't have to park in the.
Put it in chest out the valet mode. The valet tune.
Hey, because them boys will be wilding in it for real.
And you've never tested it, so I mean, you might as well.
I just wonder how that works. Like, how does it work valet mode if like it's like midnight and you and I want to go get like some grub, and I'm gonna have to like hit valet man like, yo, where's my keys?
I don't know how that works.
My car is cool too because I know like my key, like my car is push to start, right? But I've never valeted my car. Yeah, my car is push to start. So, but they have like this where I think I give this to like the valet guy. I don't know. Maybe no, I give him this. I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe I should figure that out.
Yeah, I've never valeted or thought about it.
Me either.
I've got no idea.
But valet mode is a good idea.
In case they want to be whipping it. They
yeah.
can't be whipping it.
That'd be cool to valet and like and he parks my car like right next to Ty's van. And Nigel be like looking at my car like, damn, that's sick, sick G.
What's his
kickflip over it?
What's the BMW M8? Is that what he's been posting?
Yeah.
Recently?
That's super sick. His video of him do. He's a good driver too.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, he whips it.
He whipped that thing. That's so sick to do, dude. That little donut he did, that little figure 8 and just pull off. I was like, bro, I want to do that.
What's the specs on that thing, you think? I mean, you probably know.
I mean,
because isn't like the lower BMW models, like, aren't they pretty badass? Like the
M8 is probably a V8 twin turbo or a V8 supercharger. He's got the newest year, Nigel. So let me just see specs.
Yeah, it's a badass car. He's got a lot of cool vehicles.
He does.
Does he still have the R8?
Nah.
He posted something the other day that was like, yeah, I know you guys haven't seen this car in a minute. I'll be posting about the build soon. And it was an Audi.
Maybe he does.
Yeah, so I think it might have been, I don't know, like, cars as that well, so I couldn't just, like, know it off seeing it. But he posted, like, a little something, and it was an Audi. So I know he used to have an R8.
I don't know if it has turbos.
No?
It might. It's just saying 4.4 liter V8. It's got 617 horsepower though. Stock. That's badass. $130,000.
See, that's why I don't understand car specs. How?
But wait. That might not be the car he drives. I don't know if it's a 2022 M8. Maybe it's just a different thing because this one's saying all-wheel drive. And I mean, from his video, looking like a rear-wheel drive. The way he was skirting, but maybe with 600 horsepower, maybe you could skirt around like that with an all-wheel drive.
How does it? Because you said it was 4.4 liter V8.
Yeah.
What isn't the Mustangs you see around here that have 5.0 on the side? Mm-hmm. Isn't that a 5.0 V8? Mm-hmm. And how much do those cost? Or what's the horsepower on those? Are those the same, like matched specs? As far as horsepower goes? Because those cars are significantly cheaper, aren't they?
Yeah, significantly cheaper, yes. Those are about $60,000. So about half the price, but about half the horsepower.
How?
The way the car is built, has like, for instance, I mean, it's a good motor. Well, what the crap, dude?
It confuses me.
I'm confused because
how is it like 4.4?
It's got to have...
It's a smaller engine than the Mustang, but faster. But I get... Are the Mustangs
twin turbo. Wait. Let me just read it. Given their restrained exteriors, the 2022 BMW M8 Coupe and convertible could be confused for regular 8 Series models, but their conservative looks hide ridiculous performance. Although BMW also offers a similarly silky twin-turbo V8 powertrain on the M850i, enthusiasts know the ultimate experience. I don't really know, dude. It's not saying that it has a turbo. But
is that like a website or is it just like a Google search result?
Google, but it's like I went to a website. I went to Car and Driver.
Oh. That's weird.
Now it's saying twin turbo, but this is on the convertible, the coupe. So, but he was driving a
4-door.
Yeah, I think I would imagine they're both twin turbo, because you're right. If it's coming with double the horsepower, but like the other thing has, like
those Mustangs don't have turbo, right?
No, just a flat 5.0. V8. But I know too, like, BMW is a higher end car, so
yeah,
it's a nicer car,
and there'll be more to the performance than just the size of the engine.
Exactly. So like BMW, they've got like some smart German engineers.
Yeah.
But there's more that goes into it because like the maintenance is more like if something goes wrong,
yeah,
you got to pay. Or rather like when you got a Mustang, if something goes wrong. It's not so bad.
Want an oil change? You need a specialist. No,
I know, right? BMWs are nice. BMWs are
yeah,
sick.
I see some. Even just like the more like basic ones that I'm just like, that's a sick car, dude. When I see an all black BMW, I'm like,
I know. My car gets like hella looks, dude.
yeah,
Yeah, dude. People be like admiring my car so heavy. I love it.
it's got that look.
Yeah.
It's mean.
It's mean. I love it.
Yeah, you did good with that one, dude. Because it's not even like you didn't spend an arm and a leg. You know, like you don't have some like luxury vehicle, but you have a solid ass car that like looks good.
And insurance is going down for
Right?
some
Yeah,
reason.
dude.
I'm like, let's go, baby.
Yeah, bro.
Praise
I
God.
feel so blessed vehicle wise, dude. Especially like
For sure.
because I know I don't need like anything very luxury, but like my car feels like my car and it's paid off. So that's like
The fact that it's paid off is crazy.
yeah.
Such an asset.
Yeah, dude.
Literally, like if you ever needed money, obviously don't sell your car, but if you ever needed money, that's a quick 10K.
Yeah.
Easy. Like
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Right? Yeah,
Like,
that's why I can't wait. Like I'm trying to really prep financially for like, you know, just the future and stuff, like the near future. And
bro, you know it'd be a good idea?
What's up?
Think about this. Hear me out. Get your money right. Because when the market crashes, this is what you should do. I heard this on a podcast today, and I was telling Bree, like, I was like, this would be the perfect idea for, like, someone like Brian to do. And she's like, someone like Brian, why not us? I was like, because, like, hear me out. Market crashes, buy a fourplex. Or if you can't have the money to buy a fourplex, buy a duplex. But the reason I say buy a fourplex is because a fourplex, you can still get residential financing. So, if you buy like a fiveplex, now you're on commercial financing.
Okay.
So it's not the same like terms and conditions. But
you could finance it like you're gonna live there. You mean?
yeah, you could finance a fourplex with the same terms and conditions and ratios and everything as if it were a single family home. So
Okay.
if the market crashes and you were be able to get into a fourplex for like $500,000, and with first time home buyers, they would only be asking like 3% to like 3.5%.
Mm-hmm.
So you could put down what's 3% of, 500,000. That's,
Do the math right quick.
why is my calculator just closed out? 500,000 times 3%, 15,000. So if you
Not bad.
spend a band, just throw 15,000 on it, buy the duplex. Obviously, throw some money in it. Like you'd have to get another loan out from the bank and take like 20 G's out to like upgrade the showers and the fourplexes and the floors and paint, all throughout.
Fix it
But
up.
then you live in one side, you rent out the other three. I don't know if the market crashes what rent would be going for, but just say $1,250 a month on each of them. $1,250. That's what, $2,500. Another $1,250 is $2,750, right? Are we still doing the same math here? No, $3,750. My bad. Didn't go to college. $3,750. So that's $3,750 a month you'd be getting. Your mortgage on that would probably be somewhere from, you put down 3%. If you put down that 3%, your mortgage would probably be, depending on what the interest rate is at that time, you'd probably be looking at like anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month on mortgage. You're pocketing way more than that. So you're living for free because, you're renting out three sides. You're living for free.
And getting money.
Yeah. You're getting money to live there.
Yeah.
And then you also have extra money. So when one guy says, oh, my water goes out, like you have money. You're the landlord too. So, you have money to like.
You got a little stockpile.
Be able to be
dip
like,
into.
yeah. And then when you do that for long enough, then you take the, you're saving with all the extra you're getting. You're profiting. You're saving. You're working. So you're profiting. You're taking your money. You're saving. And then you buy another house for you and then rent out the fourth unit. Then now you got a house that you own and you're landlord of a fourplex that is,
That is a good idea.
and it's not too much. If you had 4 different properties and you're watching here and you're renting out to a family of 4 and a family of 2 and a Canadian snowbirds and, but if you just have a fourplex, 4 people.
And if you live in the one, it's like, you can kind of see your landlord, so you can see you're there. You know what I mean? That is a good idea.
I was listening to this podcast.
And I feel like we know enough people to where, like, at that point in the market, there might be, like, 3 homies that need a place. And it's like, okay, let me rent it out to y'all. You know? Like, you live there, you live there, you live there. And then we're on, like, first name basis. It's not, like, some random person.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
I feel like I'd be good at that, too. I feel like I would be good at, like,
bro.
staying organized.
And that's how, bro, that's real estate is how you do it, bro. Like, the passive income, you feel me? Like, I'm trying to get that mailbox money to where I can get money without running leads. Like, that's why I told Donnie, it's like, you know, I've been blessed to the point with, you know, running leads where I've gotten some money that I'm looking for that cash flow investment. Like, I want to put, instead of having $5,000 that sits in the checking, I want to put $5,000. If you buy a house, let me put $5,000 towards it, and when you sell that house, let my $5,000 grow to $8,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me just pocket that small change. So then when you do the next thing, I'm gonna throw another 5, pocket another 3, or maybe it turns to 10. You know, and just do that slowly and slowly. But I'm praying too. That's my biggest prayer right now is like being able to buy a house, whether it's when the market crashes, if it crashes, or when it crashes, or just if it doesn't. You know, it's like when I was driving down the beach the other day and just looking at those mansions, I was like, you know, just something in me was like, you know, I have stopped wanting it. You know, like when I wanted my infinity, like I was getting my infinity. Like there was nothing in my head that was going to slow that down, stop that, or like I was getting the car. I wasn't getting anything else. And I had that faith, knowing no matter how long it took, I was going to get the car. And I thank God every day, like literally every time I'm done driving the car, I either do it when I'm inside or I just get out the car and I just touch it. And I'm like, thank you, Lord. And I just like pray over it because it is such an answered prayer. And I think I've went long enough. I got the car. I'm so happy that then I got content again and not content because I am still striving, but it just seemed so impossible with this market for me to get a house. But the more I've been in the Word, it's like, you know, the last thing that it is impossible because, you know, God can and will find a way. Yeah. And like I said, whether that's now when the market's high or when the market crashes, I want it to be when the market crashes because, dude, it's sickening, bro. You look at houses like in the park now for like $300,000 and it's like estimated mortgage payment $2,200 a month. And it's like, you know, our brother got his house for, I'm not going to say what he got it for, but he got it, you know, years ago. And his mortgage payment ain't bad. Like, it's doable. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, $2,200 a month is not doable. Like, that pisses me off. Yeah. That's just crazy.
To people like us, it seems like impossible. Like, it just seems like all the odds are stacking against us pursuing that. And we're at the ages where, like, that's what we're trying to pursue.
Dude, I went to a house the other day that was, like, it was a huge house. I Zillow all the houses before I get out to them just to see kind of what I'm working with and when they were sold and whatnot. And this house actually didn't pop up.
On YouTube, you'll see where we're laughing.
This house actually didn't pop up on YouTube, on Zillow, but I found it. I Googled the website. I Googled the address and found it on a different website. And it said the estimated rent was $10,000 a month. I was like,
what?
And it was in Naples. It was a 1-story house. It was in Naples. It was like not even. It was a nice house, but it wasn't like, dog, 10 G's a month. I was insane. Like, what?
That's insane.
Yeah, I was like, bro. But as I'm passing these mansions, you know, not that I need a mansion, but it would be so cool to have. Like, it would be, and I'm not like, you know, I really don't strive after something like that. Really, I don't, because I don't even really like the beach. What I really am sought after is like what I have in Briarcliff, like a big piece of property.
Yeah. Yep.
With like, you know, a house on it, a nice house, and like if on that property, I would make it so dope. Like, I don't own the house I'm living in now, but if I own that place, the yard would be like, I would strive to put so much money in it. Like, like legit, I would raise the entire land so it's not gonna flood. I I would put light, like there'd be like pillars all around my yard, like big pillars, like light posts with like lights going. So like when I flip a switch in my house, my entire yard like lights up, you know, and it'd be like
Little
so
compound.
vibey. Yeah, with like a half pipe, you know, brick pavers walking out to the half pipe. I always like, I would want a huge yard, like preferably like bigger than what I have. Like if I had both houses, and just had that entire backyard, like I would want to be on some acreage, especially like if it were in another state. Like realistically, when I always thought about like, you know, what my thing, it'd be in a different state. You know, like just eventually, you know, just have property in a different state. Did you ever watch the show? I forget what it called. The Hayes Show. You probably didn't see it. Like Hayes and Nash Greer, the Greers.
I never watched it. I heard about
Greer,
it.
I think it was called, or maybe I don't know.
Raising Greer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I've never seen it.
But it was a good show, and you see on their family's property. I think it's somewhere in North Carolina or somewhere in Georgia, and they're on acres. But like, what's cool is like they have woods like all around Georgia. You know, they got like woods, and like so if you have like a property here, well, you got woods behind you that's owned by so and so or whatever, and like generally there's trails that run through. You lived in Pennsylvania, you know, and that's like my goal, is to have like just get like be blessed in the situation where I can get like be blessed with like an acre or two or plus here, like acre and a half, 2 acres here, but have that acres be on like a spot where I could just like leave my yard on my dirt bike and hit the trails. Yeah. And literally just hit the trails and then come back and be in my, like, that's freaking goals, dude.
Something I've been thinking about recently, just the last like month or two also, is like not even striving after like any particular type of property or something, but like certain things like that, where it's like aspects of your home where it's like, dude, I want to have like chickens and stuff like that, dude. Like that's a reason I want land, is because I want to have like sources of sustenance on my property, like farms, you know, like a little tiny, like just for my family, and maybe like, you know, whatever, like some chickens for eggs, and like learn how to grow certain like little crops of food, so that you have like not only herbs and things that are easy to grow, but like, you know, some like pepper plants and like potatoes, carrots, and just like spinach, just stuff like that you just like, that's part of the day-to-day life, is like harvesting and you know, the seasons of like different fruits and vegetables on your property. How cool would that be? You know what I mean? And like there's lots of families that grow up with that in them. Like I was talking to one guy who was saying he would like his like grandparents' property or something, when they were kids, they would like have certain like summers where they would grow a whole bunch of, what did he say? He said pumpkins, and he said lots of vegetables, like lots of spinach and lettuce and like all sorts of vegetables. So he said over the summers, him and his family and like brothers and stuff would all have like hella salads, and like that was just part of their summers, is they knew like when it's summertime, that's when like these certain vegetables are growing, so we're always going to be chopping up like the peppers that we harvest and like lettuce we harvest, and we're just going to have hella salad parties and like pumpkin pies and stuff like that. And it's like, dude, that's just such a cool aspect of life that so many of us don't ever experience, where it's like having a seasonal harvest, where it's like, we know these months of the year we're going to have these certain foods, and so we're going to make all sorts of like pumpkin products, all sorts of like squash products or whatever. And it's like, I want that, you know what I mean? I want to live somewhere where you harvest the eggs and just have a fridge full of fresh farm eggs like all the time, you know? Because that's, not only is that something you don't no longer have to pay for, but it's just like fulfilling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, 100%. Having chickens isn't easy, but
no.
it is cool. It's
and all that
worth
stuff,
it.
all that stuff is a grind.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying, and yeah, like, dude, just that'd be so cool, just to like wake up in the morning, get on your golf cart, drive it 100 feet to the chicken coop, right? You know what I mean?
Dude, you just have your routine, you know?
Yeah. Morning, Betsy. How many eggs you give me? 2? Come on, you fat hen. Give him some more. Give him some more. You're going to be fried chicken salad this summer.
I just want that to be I just want that to be life, you know what I mean? Like, and especially like with whatever comes our way, like career-wise, you know, is just like, is what it is. But I just feel like that is going to be a part of our life, is like, Dick, imagine if like I had a property and we had like acreage between us or whatever, and then, like, it'd just like be all kind of like here, but like not here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not here in a sense of like, you know, cross the highway or would it cross the like big intersection.
No, it'd be sick if like freaking like how I have it now, how like my house is here, Wayne's house is here. If like I lived here and like your house was there.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And I want to start really like getting more specific with my prayers in that regard. Like praying for something specifically like that and having the faith you had with your infinity, where it's like you're not taking anything else. This is like what you're feeling pulled towards, and it's like that's what you need. That's kind of what I feel like is as far as a home. Like,
and I remember looking after I'd been denied financing for the Infinity, and the guy tried to offer me. He's like, oh, you know what you could get applied for, like, you know, this was like the Infinity was like $15,000, so at the time this was like $11,000, and it was like a brand new like Hyundai Elantra, red though. It was like 2021 or whatever year it was, 2020. And yeah, he's just like listing all the features. I'm like, dog, no. And then like after I started looking though, like I started to believe the lie of the enemy. And I remember a thought that crossed through my head multiple times, but I remember just one day when I was looking, I got this thought and I was like, maybe I should just look for something cheaper. Like maybe I should just be the guy who gets a freaking Hyundai Sonata or a Honda Civic or some basic something because I can afford it or whatever. Because with the G, I was so specific in what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like I didn't just want a regular G. Like those are easy to find. G37s, they're all around. But you see if it's black, but then it's got cream interior. Or okay, it's gray, but it's got cream interior. You know, or it's a color you finally like, but a cream interior, different interior, or vice versa. You know. And
you were specifically looking for the X, right?
The XS, yeah, it had like for sure it couldn't have just been the base model G. It had to be not the X. I was looking for the S. The X was a plus.
Oh.
So it had to be the S. The X.
But you found the XS.
I found the XS.
Yeah.
Because they
have you rarely see.
No, like there's G37 base, which is what I got denied for originally. Thank God, because that's what I was there for, and that thing was blue.
Yeah.
With like gray interior. G37S, G37X, and G37XS, which is what I ended up getting, black on black. Yeah. Which,
what are the odds?
Yeah, like just,
who else but God?
I know, who else but God, and yeah, I remember like just that thought it haunts me, because for a second, had I bought into that thought and said, you know, it's like, dude, I wouldn't have that. And I love that. Like, dude, it's tuned. It's how I want it. It's how I envisioned it. And yeah, dude, thank God. And it did put that perspective in me, like where I was like, dude, then the next thing I need to do is do the same thing for houses. You know, it's like
have that unbreakable faith. Yeah.
Yeah. And with Bree and I, both, it'll get done because, you know, they say we're you know, in the Bible and all over it talks about, but in Matthew it says that when two or more are gathered, that there his presence is. You know, when two or more are gathered in his name. You know, so I always reference that when Bree and I are praying together, and I wanna go to houses. Like if I look on Zillow, I see a house that I like. Not even if it's affordable, but I just see a house that is like, you know, this is cool. I could live here. Regardless of what the price is, just drive to it and pray over it, just, you know, in person, literally. And
because that's what her parents did with where they live.
It is.
That's a huge testimony.
You know, it is. And, you know, I'm telling Bree too, it's like, we got to be ready, because if our next step is praying for a house, like, you know, which we do, which we are, but like if the next step in God's plan is for us to buy a house, then we need to be ready when this market crashes.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows when it's going to crash. But when it does and houses start to become affordable, like, I don't know if it'll crash like it did in 2008. But if it does, like, I am trying to be ready, bro. I'm talking like buying 2 properties or something. Because I'm not going to sleep on opportunity. You know, like the house we looked at before COVID was $250. And we're like, no. And now that house is going for like $650, $700.
That's crazy.
So crazy. So if it can just drop again and I can maintain like getting them, like have the money, like I'm not skipping a beat, but I'm telling Bree, like, I know it's not with God, it's never signed, sealed, and delivered. So it's not going to be, oh yeah, here's a house on 2 acres, sign here, it's in your budget. There's going to be something that is sketchy, you know, scary. Just like my car, I had to buy it without seeing it. You know, God said, here it is, but you can't see it first.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
You got faith? Do you really have faith?
But I trusted. Like, literally, her mom was like, oh, that's crazy. I would never. I was like, I know, but just trust. Like, I feel it. Like, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't feel it. Yeah. But I knew. And yeah, I mean, you know, it's like with anything. You know, with anything, it's never, here you go. You know, there's always going to be, because faith isn't faith unless it's tested. So
100%.
It's never going to be like, here you go. It's always going to be making that jump. But when you make the jump and it happens, and usually it won't happen like how you see it happening, like it 100% rolled out, you know, like I thought I was going to have the exhaust before I had the car. No, you know, I had to get the car, and it was a grind before I got it all the way I wanted it.
And then even after you got the exhaust, it was like it took a minute for you to like get to have it arrive, and then have it put on, and then have it tuned. It was like a whole thing.
And
but
the squeak. Like,
and then the squeak.
Yeah. So yeah, but you know, it's often, so it's oftentimes not how we see it, but it is oftentimes better.
Yeah.
You know, it's always better, and it's always so worth it, and it builds your faith so much. To where now, like when I look back, you know, on that situation, then I know that regardless of the storm I'm in, when I know God's calling me to buy this house or buy this property or do this or do that, I'm going to do it. Yeah. You know, regardless of the measures, you know, of what it takes. And it's scary. You know, I was listening to a sermon today, and it was like, you know, one of the most powerful prayers you can pray is that you would let God's will be done, because it's oftentimes so different than what we want. But yeah, I won't get into it just because it's a lot. But it's from Transformation Church. If you're out there listening and you want to listen to it further, it's one of the most recent ones they did. By the time you're listening to this, it'll be a little up. But it's by Pastor Robert Madu. Hope I'm saying that right. From Social Dallas. Confidence. What was it? Confidence under pressure. Confidence under pressure. Which I needed to hear that today. It was good for me.
I gotta check that out.
It was good. Yeah, you should.
Josh is back. I saw Pastor
saw
Josh
that
is
too.
back, so I'm very excited for church.
Shout out
tomorrow.
Josh, man. Shout out Ocean Church. I'm hyped to be back tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I just rambled. So I mean, what else? What else do we even have? Is that kind of it?
That was kind of it. Before we did wrap it up, I wanted to kind of like shamelessly plug a little bit, because I did restock on grip tape. I'm now painting grip tapes on Mob, which is the company I've always wanted to paint on.
Yeah,
that's another testimony for me. Is like shout out
Roadrunner, man.
Yeah, the last episode we did was with AJ.
Go peep that episode if you haven't seen it. Episode 120.
Oh yeah, 120 was with him, and he's an awesome dude, and he hit me up and gave me an opportunity to get a good I got a box of Mob grip tape, which is what I wasn't even planning on re-upping on raw grips, but I now have enough sheets of blank Mob to do as many, you know, plenty of orders.
Kelly Hart, if you're listening to this, DM us. We'll work something out.
Yeah, because I had to pay money for all the Mob. I got a good deal, but it would be a treasure to be sponsored by Mob and paint on them like that. But what I was saying was just I got a lot of grip tapes painted, and I have plenty of blanks to paint. So you can hit, if you have a design you want on your skateboard, look at our Instagrams. We got the paintings on our boards all the time. Look at Shred Grip on Instagram if you want to see all the paintings I do, and go to ProfessorShred.com if you want to see everything that's ready to order and ship to you. Because I don't only have grip tapes, but I got these shirts, and I got stickers, and I got skate wax,
and a book.
I got a book that I published.
Get a book while you're at it.
We were just talking about getting your finances right, and investing in your future, and that is one thing that I've done is
that book will tell you how to invest in your future.
Yeah, it's got the step-by-step instructions. No, but I do have a book on there that you can buy, and it's the first of many. But yeah, dude, And other than, I mean, we're gonna plan to live stream here pretty soon in the next couple episodes, so that's something to touch on before we wrap up.
Yeah, but no, like on that real quick, for real, go follow Shred Grip. And I want to say, like, you know, I skate primitive, not for primitive, but I skate primitive boards. I mean, I will skate for primitive. P-Rod hit me up. But like they do a lot of anime collabs, you know, with Naruto, Dragon Ball Z. They've done a lot, and Brian paints a lot of anime grip. And what I've been doing recently, it kind of started out as not accident, but I didn't think it would really become a trend like it has been for me. But I've been getting a board and then just hitting Brian up, and he's been able to. Most of the time he's had the grip already, literally had the grip printed, ready to go already, like in his inventory from the board I'm getting. Whether it's Naruto, My Hero, Dragon Ball.
We did Madara. That was badass to see it on flip sides, and then Bakugo was the most recent one.
Matching graphic and grip. So, and I know a lot of different companies are out there doing these anime collabs. I know Santa Cruz did like a Stranger Things collab. And so I know. So if you're skating a board and you want it to match, and because you're not lame, and you don't just want to look down at a black piece of grip, and you don't also want to be basic and buy a piece of grip from a shop that's been laser stenciled on, that took no effort, that they punch into the computer and press a button.
Every single Shred Grip is hand painted to order.
Follow Shred Grip. I'm done talking about it. If his Etsy don't sell out by this week, I'm canceling the podcast. I'm not even going to do it anymore, because what's it matter if y'all don't listen? No, I'm just playing.
I got a 5-star review today. Got a little email saying that that late order, that I was stressed because it was a couple days late. I always end up throwing a little couple things extra in there and writing a note saying, like, thanks for your patience. You know, here's a couple little stickers.
5-star Google review?
5-star Etsy review.
Then why does it matter? No, I'm just kidding.
It builds traffic for sure.
Yeah,
so
on Etsy? No, it's good.
Yeah. And I always paint the boxes too. I'll put, like, on this one, I did like just the black Goku black layer, and I just painted it on the box and then wrote, like, enjoy the ride, like I always do. And she commented that in the 5-star review. She's like, awesome paint. And it was a painting. It wasn't a grip. It was a canvas painting of Todoroki that I sent her, that she bought. And she was hyped.
You should paint it to make it look like a shoebox next time. Trick them. Adidas?
Shoes?
No.
I didn't order Adidas. Oh, it's Todoroki.
But where it says Adidas, Shred Grip.
Shred Grip.
Shred Grip.
Yeah, but also we could plug the Skating with Snacks event that's coming up. It'll be real soon once you're listening to this.
Let's plug it up, dude.
Yeah, dude. Skating with Snacks. We're very excited for
back to school event.
Woo-woo. We're gonna be giving away school supplies. We're gonna be giving away skate gear. I've got a whole big stack right over there in the corner of the room of boards we're gonna refurbish that we skated. Some of which, actually, the Madara is one of them. So a lot of these are actually like pro boards that we have skated that have dope grips on them that we're gonna fix up and give out. We're gonna give out the snacks and water like we did. We're gonna enjoy skating together, and hopefully some of these kids that maybe their families can't afford to get them the school supplies and skate gear and healthy snacks they need. We got you. We got you for August 6th. Come join us, Veteran Skate Park. We got a lot planned. We will be going live on the podcast, and there's going to be plenty of footage and stuff like from that event at the end of summer, but we're going to do our best to go live here on City of Palms podcast and have Kyle and from Skating with Snacks on and have a little live stream party where we raise some money for the event, some last minute funds to get these kids some backpacks, get these kids some helmets. If we just need a couple more sets of trucks to set up some complete boards, we'll do that. We already got, dude, it's crazy, man. We already got a bunch of grant money from like grocery stores and stuff, and we
shout out to the people helping us out.
Tons of support from the city too. There's like a lot of people in the city who've been helping us out. I won't put any names out there until it's official, but a lot going on, dude, and it's really cool because skateboarding is the greatest thing that's happened in my life, arguably, and continues to happen to my life. And so just to spread that influence onto kids and help them realize how skating can really just be such an outlet of light in your life, like it has been for us. That's the goal right there. So go follow Skating with Snacks. Go to skatingwithsnacks.org. It's only the beginning, dude. We've done a handful of these events, and they've got This one's going to be crazy, man. I'm so excited to see how this one pops off. I hope hella families show up and show out and really get stoked.
Me too. Me too, dude.
Where can they find us at?
Nah, but for real, everybody pull up August 6th to Veterans. All-day event. If you're there and we ain't there, just know you late.
Look at your calendar. It ain't holiday 6.
Yeah, nah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. In fact, if you're a parent listening to this, don't buy any school supplies. Just rely solely on the giveaway. We'll lace your kids up.
We got you.
I'm just playing.
In fact, email us your list of what your kid needs for the grade they're going into.
We will get everything. I don't care if you have 1 kid, 2 kids, 10 kids, or 20 kids. Call me.
You remember those lists that are like 2 highlighters, a ruler?
At the bottom, they're like a box of Kleenex and Band-Aids would be cool too. Or
copy
paper.
As much copy paper as you could realistically afford. Yeah. But some of that stuff really is pricey.
Nowadays, it'd be like a $40 Wawa card.
For real. It's like, fill my gas tank and we're good. We're ready to start the year. But like, dude, lunch boxes, backpacks, that kind of stuff, helmets, those things are like hard to afford sometimes. You feel me? That's not just like a little $2 pack of pencils.
Nah. My main goal in hosting this entire event and wanting to be such a big part of it, not only to obviously help Skating with Snacks, what I'm a part of, but is to bless a family, you know?
100%.
I think I know there's probably some families out there that are stressing about, I remember being one of those kids that, we had a big family. And so this time of year, it was hard, going back to school for a lot of kids was hype because you got to show that new school year swag, you know what I mean? And most kids, I felt like, got to go shopping for, school clothes every year and stuff like that. And for me, especially being the youngest, there was a lot of hand-me-downs, and
literally just today I was at Mom's and I saw the recorder from music class and it has my name, Brian L, scratched out, Danny L.
That's
so
hilarious.
Literally you get to see hand down,
Yeah, dude. So yeah, I mean, being able to be a part of making the difference in not only a kid's life but a parent, being able to take some of the stress off of a parent's shoulders is what I'm doing it for. So if you are a parent, if you happen to be listening to this, if you got kids or if you know somebody stressing in any way about this upcoming thing, I encourage you to show out August 6th because I can promise you, I personally won't let you down really. If you're listening to this and you show up, I'll go out of my way to make sure you feel confident starting the year. Also DM me if you feel like you can't make it August 6th.
Send us those lists for real. Not even joking. You could send us the list of what you got.
We'll do what we can to make it happen. We'll do what we can.
Yeah. I feel like the Lord's put the passion in our heart for a reason, and it's for this, to bless a family.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, DM us, City of Palms Podcast. On Instagram would be the best way for both of us to see it. Follow us while you're at it. That's the best way to stay up to date with what we're doing. Like I said, we've been sick, but your boys ain't going nowhere. It's episode 121. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Subscribe to the YouTube. Comment what your favorite part of the episode was.
Hit him with the outro, Biscuit.
Hey, August 6th, Veterans, pull up.